Yo, welcome everyone. Bitcoin is getting a rejection and a very important big level is about to get hit. Get ready because this will decide everything. Let me show you. You're first going to see that Bitcoin is right now for the past few days getting a rejection, surprisingly or maybe even not, exactly from our golden Fibonacci ratio at approximately 72,000 US dollars. Not only that, we took the liquidity above the recent high and since then, we are right now getting a push down of approximately, let's just say, 7.6%. But also, when we pay attention how we are moving lower right here, it really does look like the price action is being very, very choppy. Also, when we go with the volume indicator right here, what you're going to see, the volume is being very, very low, which technically speaking, it means this entire push down is being very, very weak. Not only on the Bybit chart, let's right now go on the Coinbase chart, where you are going to see on the bounce towards the upside for sure, we got a very small volume increase right here. Also, bounce towards the upside, very small volume increase, but nevertheless, overall speaking, on the move towards the upside, the volume is definitely being very, very low, which technically speaking, it is going to be a bullish Bitcoin indication. And that is why right now I want to share with you exactly what is going to be my primary scenario right here, why ideally I am still looking for a bigger bounce towards the upside to happen literally in the upcoming days. And of course also why I do remain in my long trade on Bitcoin, even though at the moment it is being in a very slight loss. Also, the Ethereum long trade is right now being in a very slight loss. On the other hand, the long trade on XRP and also on Solana are right now being in a very slight profit. But the reality is, if Bitcoin is right now going to get a bounce towards the upside, for sure, all of the trades are probably go once again back into profit. But let's right now talk about what can actually be right here our main scenario. We right now know that the entire rejection back down is looking kind of weak simply because the volume is not really coming in the market. That is why, remember the bullish Elliot wave count I already shared with you only a few days ago. What we said right here, let's go with our Elliot impulsive wave, where we identified the first impulse right here. And now with the entire push down, Bitcoin can only be forming the second Elliot wave. After the second one is finished, we can be expecting the third one, the fourth one, and then of course also the fifth Elliot wave. I still do think that looking for a bounce towards the upside is right now still going to be one of the highest probability scenarios. Why so? Because usually when we pay attention to the second Elliot wave, the price structure right here needs to look corrective, and that is right now exactly what Bitcoin has been doing for the past few days right here. And the most important price targets, talking about our second Elliot wave, technically speaking, it is still going to be the 0.5 Fibonacci retracement level, and of course also our golden Fibonacci ratio. More about the golden pocket slightly later, but right now, why is the 0.5 Fibonacci level right here such an important one? Usually, the minimum price target of the second Elliot wave is going to be the 0.5, and that is why I would still say if Bitcoin does right here get another push down, getting a push towards the upside back into our horizontal range, it's going to be a bullish Bitcoin indication, and we might even look to fire another long or buy trade. More about the horizontal range and of course also more about the exact trading idea slightly later. Right now, what is going to be the target of our third Elliot wave? Because to be honest, usually the target is 1.618 Fibonacci extension level. However, in our current scenario, my first target I would be looking for is not going to be the 1.618, but actually the 1-to-1 Fibonacci extension. Let's try to go and measure right here the entire impulse with Fibonacci extension, putting the third pivot at the potential low, let's just say at approximately 0.5 Fibonacci retracement level. And what you're going to see, the 1-to-1 Fibonacci level is coming in at 77,600, and in my opinion, if we do get right here a bounce towards the upside, this specific level is actually going to be the first important area. Why so? Remember a few days ago we talked about the importance of our 3-day time frame and we went with the line chart. Those previous lows right here are coming in not exactly at our 1-to-1 right here, but definitely very, very close. That is why I would say right now if Bitcoin does continue higher, our one-to-one Fibonacci extension at $77,600 is definitely going to be a very important price target. That is right now why I would really appreciate if you right now smash up the like button, because 1,000 likes are really possible. And of course also thank you for subscribing to the channel. Right now, let me also share with you another bullish Bitcoin indication. Something I already shared with you yesterday, but right now this bullish divergence, the bullish absorption we are getting right here, is getting bigger and bigger every single day. Still on Bitcoin, we are right here getting another higher low, while on the CVD that is measuring if buying or selling pressure is coming in the market, we are getting right here another lower low, which simply means selling pressure is coming in, not able to push the price lower, because clearly we are forming right here another higher low. And this right here is a bullish divergence, bullish absorption, and of course also another bullish Bitcoin indication. That is why ideally we are looking right here for another bigger bounce towards the upside. But the reality right now is, what is going to be a sign of strength we definitely need to be aware of if Bitcoin right here is actually then going to continue our way towards the upside. I wouldn't really blindly fire a brand new long trade right here. You need to get some kind of a sign of strength. And what is going to be a sign of strength? Very, very simply, reclaiming the bottom of our horizontal range at approximately $67,200. If Bitcoin is able to get right here another push towards the upside, acceptance back in the range, bullish indication, ideally then of course we are looking right here for higher targets. Below the range, of course, as we said before, we might still be looking for lower levels, and the first one right here is going to be the 0.5 at 65,700, and the lower one right here is also going to be the golden Fibonacci ratio. Why the golden pocket right here is definitely a very important level. Pay right now attention to our previous market structure, and it really does look like, especially if we are zooming in on the 30-minute time frame, we have been forming right here some higher lows, which could right here mean we do have two very important liquidity levels. The first one, 64,358, and the lower one at approximately $63,643. Both of those levels are beautifully aligning also, of course, with our golden Fibonacci ratio. That is one of the price targets of our second Elliot wave. So definitely right now, if Bitcoin does continue lower, those two Fibonacci levels, in my opinion, are two most important ones you should really pay attention to. Then simply, we need to get some kind of a sign of strength. And as we said before, a sign of strength in this scenario ideally is going to be getting back into our horizontal range, or of course even better, once we are going to be reclaiming the value area low of the entire range. What exactly does that mean? Measuring right on the range with the volume, you can see value area low coming in at $68,500. So how exactly could you right now approach a chart for you to potentially fire a brand new long trade, maybe even add even more capital to all of your existing long trades on the entire crypto market? I would say like that. If Bitcoin right now hits the 0.5 Fibonacci retracement level, it could be your first entry. If we then go even lower, it can be your second entry. But of course then, if we are going to get actually a bounce towards the upside, adding even more capital on the acceptance in the range right here, maybe even acceptance back above the value area low, could be a very smart idea. Stop loss placement definitely approximately below our recent low, because the reality is, if we are going to start losing the 0.5 and then also the golden Fibonacci ratio, in my opinion, a major red flag, and only in this scenario we are then going to look for much lower price targets. But at least as right now, the entire move down, it really does look corrective. The volume is not really coming through, and also if you look like that, we are forming quite a significant bullish CVD divergence. Additionally, if you do follow me on Twitter, you know about the post I made only 18 hours ago, where we said Bitcoin has never closed both January and February in red. And what we are getting right here right now, the February definitely started in red. So what does that mean? In terms of our previous years, we do have quite a high probability of closing the month of February back in green, which could potentially mean we are looking right here for a bigger bounce towards the upside literally in the upcoming days. And in this scenario, for us to close the month of February back in green, we need to get a push towards the upside to approximately $78,600. And that is why I'm telling to you, looking for another long position approximately at our support level, or maybe even if Bitcoin is going to go lower, form another lower low towards our lower price targets. Of course, I'm still going to look to fire another long or a buy trade. That is why if you want to trade with us, definitely take advantage of the free $8,000 bonus, no KYC and no VPN, with the second link down below in the description, because BitUnix Exchange is right now actually having with me quite an exclusive campaign. You register with the link, you deposit, you're going to get a 20% deposit bonus completely for free. And then also, the more you're going to trade, the bigger rewards you're going to get, and also the better you're going to trade, the bigger bonuses you're going to get using the second link down below after you register and after initial deposit. Right now, let me also talk about the Bitcoin liquidation heat map on the 1 week time frame, because this chart right here, it really shows the power of liquidity and liquidations. You can actually see right here, before Bitcoin got a rejection back down, we actually hit a very important liquidation level right here at approximately $72,000. People got wrecked, people got liquidated, and only then Bitcoin started moving back towards downside. And right now what you're going to see, some liquidations, not the biggest one, but definitely some of them are going to come in just slightly below right here at approximately $66,000 area, almost exactly where Bitcoin right now does have its 0.5 Fibonacci retracement level. That is right now why I am telling to you, if we do get right here a push towards downside, first entry potentially could be 0.5. Then of course, if Bitcoin is going to be able to get a sign of strength back above our horizontal range, another entry could be offered to us. Stop loss again below our support area, below our recent low, looking for a bigger push towards the upside. Also, when we right to go with the Bitcoin exchange liquidation map right here on the daily, bigger liquidations are going to be higher. Going right now on the 7-day time frame, it also shows that bigger liquidations are going to be higher. Also, going on the 30-day time frame, it still shows that people are going to get more liquidated if Bitcoin right here does get a bigger bounce towards the upside. So those right here are definitely some very nice bullish Bitcoin indications, and overall speaking, to be honest, I cannot really see any major bearish indication, at least as right now, on the entire Bitcoin chart. Sure, we can say overall speaking, we are still moving in a downtrend on the 30-minute time frame, 1 hourly, 2 hourly, 4 hourly. All of the time frames right here are definitely in a downtrend. But the reality is, looking right now at this entire rejection that has been happening for the past few days right here, I would still say it definitely looks very, very choppy. It looks corrective, happening on a very low volume right here. And all of those indications combined, at least in my opinion, are right now increasing the probability that Bitcoin simply is going to get a bigger bounce towards the upside, maybe already right now, if we do get the acceptance back in the range right here, also back above the value area low. If not, sure, our lower targets right here can get hit, and with proper risk management, we can definitely look to make some money in the upcoming days, especially if Bitcoin right here is going to be able to get some kind of a bounce back towards the upside. And not only Bitcoin is right now getting some kind of a weak rejection back down. Look right now on Ethereum. Also, it is grinding lower, but again, the volume is not really going to be anything significant. Looking right now at the volume indicator, let's just say on the 2-hourly time frame, you be the judge, but it really shows that volume is being very, very low. XRP, for example, also getting a choppy price action back down, volume, nothing significant. So all of those reasons combined, in my opinion, are right now increasing the probability that we are looking ideally, of course, for another push up. If we are wrong, we do have proper risk management, because of course in this scenario we lose our support levels. We are looking for a move down below our recent low, below $60,000. But at least as right now, we know exactly where we are going to be wrong. We know exactly where potentially we are prepared to go with another long trade, and of course also we know exactly where we are going to be taking the profits in the case Bitcoin is right here going to get another major pump towards the upside. That is right why, if you want to trade with us, take an advantage of the free $8,000 bonus, no KYC and no VPN, with the second link down below, because you register, you deposit, you're going to get a 20% deposit bonus, you trade, and you're going to get even bigger bonuses with the second link down below in the description. But also right now, thank you for smashing up the like button.